Turn your face towards the sun, and the shadows will fall behind you. Maori proverb.
Hi everyone, it's Shannon with Play with the World, and I am out, of course, playing with the world. I'm still in Kauai, Hawaii. And the message today is very relevant. It is something that circles around all of us and something I've gone through, of course, as I share with you. But the reality is, it happens to be the biggest fear for almost every single person in the world, and that is the fear of the unknown. So being afraid of the unknown is a very common fear because humans crave certainty. We want security, we want to know how things are going to unfold, and when they don't, this is often when the anxiety really goes full-blown super high, the depression can sink in, and being afraid of the unknown happens in lots of different areas of our life, whether we've been laid off from a job or whether we are going through a breakup and our life is no longer what we thought it was going to be. And really what happens when we're in these moments of transition, fear can step in and it can actually take over. And so what I want to do with you today is share tips on how you can really move through that transition when you're not sure of how your path is going to turn out and how you can really clear that fear of the unknown. I'll share that this actually happened to me recently. I'm in Hawaii for 4 more weeks, and I have no idea where I'm going to live when I get back to Portland. I'm going to be in Portland for the summer. My ultimate goal is to eventually get to Hawaii for longer and move my dog and Jeep over. But the thought of as soon as I get back off of that plane, I don't know where I'm living, caused a lot of anxiety. And then on top of that, to know when exactly I'm moving to Hawaii caused even more anxiety because is it the right time of my life? I don't know where I'm gonna live. I don't know how my life's unfolding. And all of that emotional drama caused more chaos, and I was freaking out. And I was losing clarity because I was so engrossed in the emotions. And so ask yourself if there's a situation of your life where you're freaking out and you're letting the emotions run rampant and you're basically snowballing into a deeper anxiety and deeper depression. Because if this is the case, you are not alone. Most everyone wants that sense of security. So how you can get that is to really recognize that what has just ended was part of your bigger plan. It wasn't your forever plan, but there is something in there that can help you become more of who you really want to be. So rather than resisting it and pushing away that it's no longer in your experience or that you don't know where you're going to be next week, next month, or the whole uncertainty thing is freaking you out, recognize that there is a blessing in this lesson. There's a lesson really, and it is a blessing. And how you can do that is say, what did I learn from this experience? How did this experience make me more of who I am? These are key questions you can ask yourself, and therefore, by going inward, the anxiety will lessen and you will get more focus and clarity. So step number 1 is to let go of the idea of permanency. A lot of us, we fall into things that make us joyful and we think this is going to be our happily ever after, whether it's moving to your dream location, landing your dream job, or falling in love and marrying your soulmate. But things change, life happens, and we grow and new habits come in and new experiences. And what happens sometimes is these things that we thought were going to be permanent or our happily ever after are no longer exactly what we really anticipated because they end, whether it's a breakup or job layoff. And so you want to really get clear about the permanency and where you're hanging your hat and where you're clinging. Because if you're clinging to something, then that's a common way that you can know that you're allowing suffering in. Because recognize that life is full of change, and as you change, you'll really be able to experience the flow of life instead of holding on to that permanent aspect. The next step is to recognize that there is a time and place for everything, including your own journey and the lessons that you're learning. So that experience that you were just in, it really is about growing and learning the lessons and allowing that experience to be part of your whole story. Because if you think about it, we have chapters of our life, just like a book, and our life has different endings and new beginnings. So if something is closing in your life and you're very, very, very fearful because you don't know what's coming, then this is a perfect time to really get grounded and get focused on your values and intentions. And when the chaos is happening all around you, it's because there is a need for you to balance your emotions and really come back to your center. So a really good tool if you're feeling completely overwhelmed and anxious and unclear about your future is to actually create a power list. And this is your best case scenario list. Literally sit down and write out a list of what you want. Now for me, this became, what qualities do I want in a home, both in my place that I rent in Portland, and then when I really moved to Hawaii, what is it that I want to experience? I love big bathtubs, I want wood floor, I love natural light, it has to be close to nature. These are things that I wrote down on the list, and it helped me get more clear. So for you, if you're feeling completely taken over by anxiety and fear, recognize that this list can become a powerful guidance system for you. Now, what you want to do when you create your list is look at perhaps your past experience and recognize the qualities that you really enjoyed. So if you were in a job that you absolutely loved, write down the qualities. I want to work with like-minded people. I want to, and write down on this list the things that make you feel joyful. Now, get really clear with yourself too, because chances are there were situations and experiences about that past experience that didn't serve you. They weren't as great as you wanted. Maybe you turned a blind eye to it. This happens in relationships a lot. When relationships end, we focus on either the great parts of it and we ignore the bad parts, or we're overthinking about the bad parts. So you want to really find a balance, but get clear, because the things that didn't work in that experience are actually what you want to remind yourself that you don't want to bring into your life in the next aspect. So really get clear. This list can help guide you to more clarity, and it will help remove the fear around the unknown. Have fun with that experience, guys, and thanks for playing with the world.
Bring me down, can't none